Do you ever feel like feeding your kids is just a constant battle? You want your kids to be healthy, you want them to be healthy weights, but actually getting them to eat the right foods and all the right amounts, not so easy. And let's not even talk about the amount of time we spend with meal prep, right? It's a lot. It can be exhausting, but it doesn't have to be this way. Hi, I'm Tacie. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and mom of 4, and today I'm going to be sharing my story of why I started this channel. Quick heads up, I did create this for my podcast, so I'm actually going to be reading from my screen during this, so hopefully that won't detract too much from the content, but I wanted to be able to post it to this channel as well as to my podcast for those of you who maybe aren't big podcast listeners. All right, let's get started. It was summer 2000 and I don't even know what year actually. My oldest kids were just little at the time, and I was sitting down to a summer barbecue with some friends and family, and it was filled with kids, it was filled with fun, craziness, hot July weather, and I had just started dishing up all of my kids' plates, getting them settled at the table to eat, and while I was doing this, I couldn't help but notice one of the other moms at the barbecue was really struggling to get her child to eat. She wanted her child to just eat two bites of his hot dogs, and he was not having it. She tried convincing him that, it tastes so yummy. That didn't work. She tried saying please. She tried telling him, it's gonna make your mommy so happy if you try this. Didn't work. She tried telling him he couldn't have any more watermelon until he took a bite of the hot dog. She tried bribing him with desserts. She even tried putting the cut piece of hot dog in his mouth, which he promptly spit out. And she tried everything. She tried everything, and none of her attempts were working. And she was so frustrated, understandably, right? We've all been there. If you're on this channel listening, you know parenting is hard. We have all been there. And in that moment, I felt a range of emotions. I felt compassion for that mama because feeding kids is hard work. It's hard. It can be exhausting. And I knew she just wanted to make sure that he was filled up on foods that were going to keep him full longer, so that she didn't get to the afternoon and run into that hangry meltdown. We all know, right? So she wanted to avoid that from happening later on. And then I also felt compassion for the child because he really did not want to eat that hot dog. So he was angry, he was crying. It was hard for him too. And I felt in that moment completely helpless. I thought, I am a dietitian. I am trained to handle this. I should be able to do something to make this better for this mama. But I didn't feel like it was an appropriate time to start, offering suggestions. It wasn't. It wasn't at that time. The next emotion that I felt after that, though, was gratitude. I was so grateful to have been introduced to a different way of feeding my own kids, so that I could avoid so much of the frustration and the overwhelm that comes with feeding children. Because of the information I had, I was able to develop the tools needed to cope with difficult feeding moments. Because of that knowledge, feeding my kids hasn't been a struggle. It has not. Of course, we have our challenges here and there. That is just life as a mom, right? But overall, I really enjoy sitting down for meals with my kids. It's a time where we connect, where we talk, we enjoy each other's company. Sometimes it gets a little crazy, but overall, I really enjoy sitting down and eating with my family. So since that family barbecue that I attended years and years ago, I have seen this same scenario play out over and over again with different moms, different kids, different ages. But I see it again and again. It's just such a common struggle. And it's so common that most people don't even know that there is another way. So moms, they continue to struggle with feeding their kids. They continue to feel exhausted from constantly battling with their child over food. They continue to worry about their child's health and weight and nutrition, and also about their child's long-term relationship with food. But I am here to tell you that it doesn't have to be this way. I am tired of feeling powerless to help when I have all this nutrition knowledge that could help moms like me take the frustration out of feeding their kids. And that is why I started this channel. On this channel, you'll find practical tools and tips to help you raise healthy eaters, to improve your own relationship with food, and simplify the whole feeding process. My mission is to take you from feeling worried about your children's weight, their health, their nutrition, to knowing you are raising healthy eaters who will grow up to have a positive relationship with food. Our kids deserve to grow into adults who worry less about their weight, who don't constantly worry about counting calories or what they can or cannot eat. Our kids deserve to enjoy eating all types of foods without sacrificing their health or their happiness. And you, mama, you deserve to enjoy family meal times without feeling anxious about what you should and shouldn't be serving, without feeling like you have to force or to bribe or to beg your kids to get them to eat healthy foods, and without feeling exhausted and overwhelmed by the task of feeding your kids. I want to help you transform your mealtime from a dreaded task to a fun experience where you get to spend time with your kids and help them become mindful eaters and enjoy eating. So if this sounds like something that you want, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. And as always, stay healthy, eat happy, and feed those kids.